Nigga, we live?
Is we?
Forward South Cal Podcast. Hawthorne, Jane Doe. How it go? No Zaza having ass niggas. Get your bags up, nigga. No. Episode 5. We bite. And that's about it. We ain't trying to get fucking took down. We ain't trying to get took down. Told Nene about the motherfucking YouTube rules. She was like, yo, okay. We bite. We here, y'all. We here. We rubbing our hands like we wasn't just talking for like 8 hours.
You know what?
Let's go.
We in this thing like a chicken wing.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
This episode is sponsored by Casamigos.
Casamigos. Put you on your ass. With your amigos.
That's seriously. How you doing, Nene?
I'm doing well. Good Very well. How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
That's good. Good. All right. Well, let's hop right on into it. Let's go. Lauryn Hill. The misunderstood.
The Queen blessed us, y'all. The Queen blessed us. She came.
I love her. Let me just say that.
Let's give her a roses before we play anything.
I really love her. She's me. Oh, you know what? Wait, before I say that, is it Lauryn Hill's the one who's always late, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She talks about it in this verse too. That's why I loved it. She had the perfect excuse too, man. We're gonna talk about that. But yeah, man, the Queen always been getting this terrible slander, always being late. And you know what? Y'all want to know an insider? Because I worked one of her shows before when it was her opening up for Lauryn Hill. And her was like, yo, thank God she comes late all the time. I can do all my songs. Like, yo.
So we got an insider for real. Boom, boom. Is she really late?
Yeah, she really do come late. And here go her trick. She come like 10 minutes before the show is over, right? And she do like all her songs like sped up. So it's like a tempo higher. So it's like like it's like super fast. So it's like, all right, give me my money. I'm out, y'all. Yeah, like that shit is like y'all thought y'all was finessing shit. Nigga, y'all got a opening act. Oh damn, we shouldn't know that. We're giving her credit because it's like, yo, that's a finesse. Get your bag, Queen.
I would say I can definitely relate.
If you gonna be late, you gonna be late. Shit.
She stays in her bag, forever the queen, respected and always tardy, fashionably late. Let me say that. Yes. Okay, I'm done. So let's see. What has she?
Well, on the song, Nobody. With Nas, it's on Nas's album King Disease Part 2. She blessed the world with a feature, and you know, Lauryn doesn't really do music. She only has one album, and that's probably came out like what, before you were born? After you were born? Probably like 2000. 2000. Fuck out here. 1995, I believe. Great album too. Miss Education of Lauryn Hill. The girls was gonna kill me. The girls was gonna kill me. They was like, how the fuck you call Lauryn late?
No, for real. No, I got it all the way to my ass.
With great songs like X Factor and everything. Everything is my shit. And X Factor. But that song is so sad. But yeah, she blessed us with this beautiful verse on Nas's song. And I just want to give y'all a little taste of it. Hopefully she's rapping about it.
Some place to be.
Yeah. Give them some shit, Nas. You know, it's a little vibe.
Some place to be nobody. All my time is spent focused on my freedom now. Why would I join them when I know that I can beat them now? They put their words on me, and they can eat them now.
We gotta talk because the
telling me I'm leading.
clearance is down,
me out while taking what they want from me. I spent too many years living too uncomfortably, making room for people who didn't like the labor, but wanted the spoils, greedy, selfish behavior. Now let me give it to you balanced and with clarity. I don't need to turn myself into a parody. I don't do the shit you do for popularity. They clearly didn't understand when I said I get out apparently. My awareness like Keanu in the Matrix.
Right there
I'm
is what
saving
I'm
souls and y'all
talking
complaining about my lateness. Now it's illegal for
My bad, y'all.
for popularity. They clearly didn't understand when I said I get out apparently. My awareness like Keanu in the Matrix. I'm saving souls and y'all complaining about my lateness. Now it's
Yeah, boom, drop a bomb. We just gonna end it right there, and we ain't trying to get canceled, man. But yeah, she said she's saving souls out here, folks. And y'all complaining about her lateness.
I mean, that convince you for doing anything.
Hey,
Might
take your
be getting
time,
my hair
queen.
done is saving my soul.
Yeah, hey, take your time, queen. You put it like that. But man, that was beautiful. And man, she killed it. That verse is very like she didn't waste the bar. You know how certain niggas are like, the bar would be like a little. All right, he could have did without that shit. Every line on there was like, it had a purpose. It was like she said like, I didn't mean to turn myself into a parody. Like, I told y'all that I would get out if I had a chance. Like, not mean get outside, but get out of the industry.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to be here in the first place. Like, yeah, that's why she only has one album. Because she like, she had a breakdown. And they try to paint her breakdown as like, she going crazy and all this shit. And she was just trying to save face for the label and still do shit. When it was apparently like, she's having mental problems in front of all of this. And she needs to like take a break for herself. And I think when she finally found herself, she was like, fuck y'all. I ain't getting no more shit. Buy my old shit. I'm still getting rich off that shit. And I do shows. Fuck it. You wanna give me a bag? I'll show up. That thing. Bye. Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't taking my soul, nigga. I'm out here trying to save people. And that's beautiful. I can't blame you for that. Because it is a shitty industry. How you feel about
that? That is interesting. I mean, I like I said, I fucking love her. She is like the spirit celebrity that I would be.
Yeah, she definitely like, I don't know, her and Badu, they definitely was on some different vibes, like, you know, and I miss that type of girl now, like, that type of artist, you know, that's like spiritual, and it's like, yo, fuck this fame shit. I think we only got Janae. Like, maybe Summer sometimes, but it's like,
both of them is just like, shit, I don't give a. It depends on what I'm going through at the moment.
Yeah, right. She's like, yeah, I could be spiritual, but then I shake that ass too.
Isn't that man?
Or she was like the whole thing, like the whole song she got with Party. I guess I'm a hoe, or what is it called?
Guess I'll be a hoe.
Yeah, like you could never hear like Jill Scott be like, oh, guess I'm a hoe. But it's like, yo, I don't know. I guess that is spiritual though too, because she's like owning the title.
Yeah, I mean, it's like modern day spiritual because it's like nowadays.
Yeah, you gotta just own the title. Yeah. It's like, all right, fuck it. They think I'm the villain. I'm gonna just be this villain, but I know myself. Type shit.
You're gonna be called a hoe just for moving on in a relationship too fast. Too fast for me to know. They don't even know shit.
Yeah, like nigga, we've been broken up 5 months ago.
Right, exactly. It could be definitely time to, we don't know nothing, but she's definitely. We gotta, man. All right, look, we can't even get into her too quick, too fast.
Hey, it was a perfect segue. Let's go.
Straight into the summer. All right.
Speaking of summer,
speaking
young
of the
Summer Walker, shout out to you. Congratulations on your baby as well.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful, beautiful.
But let's get
into drama.
Bullshit. Let's go.
No, for real. Summer really had She had a busy week.
Man,
she had a busy week.
I have like. Lead with this one. As you may. As you may.
Let me just say that, I mean, I don't know the full story, but I also feel like I've been seeing this for a while now as far as Summer in London, and the baby mamas. And it's crazy to me because...
I don't know
we gonna get into the baby mamas.
Damn.
So the baby mamas is really the ones who killing me right now because they're just acting like they wasn't just crying about this.
While she down
yeah, like it's not. This is what's so cringy about some certain.
All right, let's explain the situation though.
Okay, yes. Let's get into it. So Summer has been socially commenting on London's parenting or the fact that London hasn't is intruding in her personal life. Mm-hmm. She said she went out on a date and London has been threatening people around her. Damn. She said she changed her number. She just wants to be left alone.
That's what she meant by the crazy baby daddy from hell type
shit. She's like, she said she moved on and she like, you moved on.
Oh, so that's why he responded how he responded and shit.
Yeah. I
didn't know that.
London, let's see, that nigga comes back to defend himself, obviously, and just be on some, like she's crazy and that she
tripping. I could buy 8 Teslas,
right? Like
and that's
being
cute.
Petty, basically.
And, let me get them Benzes in the morning since that shit ain't nothing to you and your ass ain't even paid for.
Right.
That was the one that broke my back. I was like, damn, fam. That's your whole baby mama. You said her body ain't paid for. She got a renter booty. Like, fam, that should have been the name of the
And he went on to say the deadbeats thing and like I don't know. I just feel like this is where it's kind of like the man being the manipulator because obviously only this man can prevent himself from going to see his children and being in his children's life. This is where the baby mamas come in because everybody's.
I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna be an asshole for this one subject and disagree with you. Okay.
Bring it to me. Bring it to me.
He
Look,
ain't a deadbeat. He got good beats. He can never be a deadbeat. His beats is really good, and she would agree with that.
You know what?
She gonna need his production on that album. I bet.
I'm done. That is what's really
gonna. If we hear that album and any of them songs say "London" on the track, do she got an argument?
I mean, shit. Business is business. This is where the whole business and pleasure thing is just horrible.
Beyonce like he a deadbeat dad. Fuck that nigga. But then he on this single like, yo, hey,
I'm done. That was pretty much like I don't know how I would feel about that. That would just be like I would feel like that's business. Like they unfortunately have a business and pleasure relationship and it's just confusing, but if it works for them, hey. I need an album. I can't be complaining. But
if he petty enough to be like, give me the Benz back, he definitely gonna be like, give me the beats back. Shit, give me number 4 through 6. Give me that song you got with fucking Bryson Tiller back. Give me all the splits for that. Yeah, he could be that petty. Like, give me the splits for all of your shit. I produced,
and that is
and he probably was hitting her with the girlfriend feed because I know I didn't produce the girlfriend album before, but it's like he probably didn't hit her with like his full rate type shit because he produced a whole album type shit on both her projects and shit.
That's where you gotta be like careful when you tell a nigga that you don't want nothing that he has given you.
Oh shit!
Because I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would never say that somebody has made somebody because that is just. Like degrading as fuck. But I do see them being a really great pair musically. Like I would hate for him to do something because again, this is where the manipulative shit comes in. Like you cannot be that way towards the woman that you claim to love at some point.
We've seen this before too, and we go, this is like a 3-way segue too. This shit is like sweet. Like, damn.
But the baby mama. So look, do you remember a year ago or some time ago? Yeah, the baby mama was complaining.
Saying the same shit that she said. Yeah,
right.
She kind of dug her whole hole with this shit.
And she was trying to say like, all this shit about London and the fact that Summer Walker was the reason why. Now she's saying that Summer Walker is the reason why that he wasn't being there for his kids.
And she kind of saying the same shit because she like, this nigga don't see his daughter and shit.
But at the end of the day, that's where the manipulative shit comes in at because a man the man, it seems like London is making all of them see what he wants them to see. He's being the man to their kids so that he can't.
Right. But is that more women code? Should it be more women code for like her to be like, no, that's some fucked up shit. Go see your kid. Like
you know what?
Versus like that bitch crazy. Like so what? Because she was doubling down on that shit. She was on the side of like, that's their business. Then it started being like, bitch, you a bum and all that shit.
But I feel like it took for Summer to come out and say, hey, there's no beef over here. I don't know what is, because I feel like deep down she kind of knew the way London was, and he probably was trying to keep, I don't know. I just feel like when it comes down to that situation, I'm not saying that he is a manipulative motherfucker. I'm just saying that this situation looks very much like the baby daddy don't want the baby mamas to become cool because he likes to mess around with them. Yeah. And then on top of that, he likes
to like casually not see his kids.
It's convenient that when Summer is with, when Summer is with London, he don't take care of his kids because of the baby mama issues between them two, because he wants to have a because he, and it don't take away from the women do this shit too, where they be like, you know what, if we're not gonna have a relationship, I don't even want to, the kid is just a fucking collateral damage at this point.
You have certain situations where women won't let a man see his child or whatever. I don't think this is a situation. I think this is a situation where women will be like, they be like, yo, this nigga don't even come around no more now because he got a new bitch. And he seemed like he do it every time he get a new bitch, because now he got a girl now, and he said it in his message, was like, my bitch don't even worry about you, or and it's like, damn, nigga, you brought her up in this message? Like, this would not be the time to, because it's like, but this looks like a pattern. Like
that gives me, I want you to know I've moved on, or I want it to look like I've moved on. But I ain't really moved on.
Probably
like,
that.
Because when you happy,
but to a nigga, it look like damn, bro. Like if we in the homie text, it's like, damn, nigga, you doing the same shit you did. Like, I got a homie that is like that. I can't, and we ain't gonna, But it's like, yo, all right, this is your thing. You get with chicks, you have babies with them, and when you done with them, you done with them. And you like, done with everybody type shit though. It's kind of like fuck them kids type shit, and it was like, wow, fam, like
yeah, no, for real. And that's where I feel like the man comes so much into, because from what everybody is saying, this is what the baby mamas is saying, the Ebony girl, the Erica girl, they all have said at some point that he hasn't been there, and they felt like Summer was the reason. But I just feel like it's fucked up to blame a whole woman for a man not taking care of his kids and not being there. It's like safe to say that he tends to, dibble and dabble where he wants to when he's single.
It's definitely on him. But the girl, it became Summer's problem when she became the person to be like jumping in it now. You're like in the mix once the baby mama saying something because you're this artist and shit like that. Like, and that's when the baby mama also said some shit like, you make good R&B music, stick to that, like, some shit like that. Yeah. And it's coming full circle now. She got to go through this shit. And it's like, they're finna make this good, beautiful album. Yeah. Subbing this nigga all through this shit. And then it's like, everybody's going to be looking back at the situation like, well, you kind of, like,
Yeah, but one thing I do want to acknowledge is that she did try and reconcile things with London and baby mama, like trying, and I don't feel like what she was saying, she might have been like new to the relationship, so she probably was believing certain things that were being said, but then at some point she was a woman about her shit. She was like, you know what, let me go ahead and reach out so that we can have a conversation. And then maybe it might have been too late, maybe it might have been too much things said between Summer. I don't know what happened behind closed doors, but I feel like, we got to give her credit for that. And now she's really like, karma is a bitch. Is obviously coming back to bite her as well. Because, sometimes you don't want to believe certain things about a nigga. But then I don't think it's right for women that have been in the same situation to kick her and act like this is just, this has just never happened. This is just unlike this man, Yeah.
Because this is definitely his
that's what bothers me. Not to mention, Summer did a live where she was literally shaking. Her hands could not stop shaking. And it was just sad to just see something like that, because it's like, obviously this is affecting this girl. Yeah. Like, and she just, she wants some type of peace. Summer takes me as a type of, she do have her.
That's why we started off. That's why we always start off with love before we talk about the bullshit with people, especially when they got shit going on in their lives. Like she just had a baby, and she probably just wanted to be happy. 9 months ago, before any of this bullshit was going on, she probably just wanted to be happy. You didn't expect any of this to happen. Yeah. But congrats to her too. Looking forward to the album and all that shit.
Yeah, bro, that's the next question. Like, where's the album? Because I need that.
I hear some shit.
Galactic
My ears is to the streets, I hear she cooking up and some shit is recorded and there's some shit that's fire.
It's finna be.
Finna be some shit out there. That's all I can say.
Whew. I ain't even got a baby daddy. I'm just like.
Hey, man, it's finna be fucked up out here for us.
Child, let me say,
man, some City Boys finna be down a couple points, but it's okay.
I'm done.
Got good defense.
Yeah, London ultimately is because we were talking about that whole. Summer, if Summer decided to move forward with her career as far as everybody waiting for that album, whether he's on the track or not, like everybody's waiting for that album.
Not fuck that album, but fuck that album, nigga. Everybody's waiting for her to be like, fuck that nigga.
Yes, shit, exactly.
You want to talk about some real nigga shit. Shit, when she broke up with that nigga the first time, everybody was on the fence like, nah, hold on. Because she went in them types. Hold on. But Drake, Drake the shooter, nigga, I think he shot first, but that shit got denied. She was like, oh yeah, I love doing the song with you as a friend.
Cause I heard about Summer through Drake when Drake gave her that rap.
He was the first one shot this little shit. He was like, man, fuck on it. They had a little whatever. But she was like, nah, you're in friend vibes, whatever. No, that nigga was like, hey, seen that album. Perfect segue too. I want to talk about a similar situation where they had some. Damn, I'm gonna have to keep clearing my nose for this whole pod. I hate this.
Similar situation like how?
With the manipulation with like the artists and the. I'm sorry, y'all.
Good, get your shit.
Okay. With the whole producer artist situation. And that brings us to the queen of R&B, the late great Aaliyah.
Hey.
I gotta make a lot of noise for that shit.
Officially on streaming services.
We meant to talk about that shit a couple pods back, but man, Baby was doing a lot of shit, then Boosie was doing a lot of shit. But man, the queen, y'all, is on streaming services. You don't know how much that means to me.
Yeah.
You do not know how much that means to me because I hated just always playing on one album that R. Kelly produced all of it. And it was like, yo, this is the only thing we could stream? Like, what the fuck? This is terrible. That nigga's a fucking creep, bro. I don't want to support this shit.
Yeah,
And that was manipulation. He had the rights to that shit, so he could put it out without her family wanting that shit to be out. And that's their right. I don't know why they wanted to hold us from her music, but they wanted to. But how you feel about that real quick?
I mean, I don't know how to feel without being disrespectful. I mean,
to R. Kelly,
to the family mostly, because
talk about it. Shit, weird to be controversial. We got canceled last week. They just got episode 4 the other day, so shit, we definitely got canceled for that.
I have so much after watching the document of the R. Kelly series. It's not R. Kelly's.
The Aaliyah movie.
No, it wasn't the Aaliyah movie. It was where everyone. It was like the Me Too movement for R. Kelly.
Yeah, the R. Kelly document.
Yeah. R. Kelly trial. Whatever.
Yeah.
So and growing up, knowing like the piss on you thing, like it was just like a joke at some point, but really seeing this,
seeing the pain that came from the girl who actually had to go through
multiple girls, like this is actually sickening, and then to know that R. Kelly was Aaliyah's mentor, like it's just like it's almost saddening just to listen to her music, especially the music that he produced. It's just
it was just like eerie knowing her age and the subjects that they were talking about. It was like, yo, and it was like even a song AJ Nothing But a Number is a beautiful song, but it's just like, this is weird. this is it's so cringy now. It's just like, yo, and he has great music. Like I guess Drake is having a situation where he just produced he has a song in his new album that comes out today as we're recording this shit. Congratulations to you, whatever.
I
know we're gonna talk about it later. But he had a little bullshit where he samples a song TSU. Look it up if you want to. He samples R. Kelly's I forget the song. Damn, I just had it. It's a great song. It's off of Foreplay though. But he samples one of his songs, and he has to credit him as a writer on the song. And people have a problem with that because they're like, you're supporting the music or whatever. I also have an old beat that I produced that's an R. Kelly song, and I had to deal with that shit for the longest because it was like, do I put it out? Do I do that? It's a great song too, and I loved how he had that 90s R&B like vibe shit. Like he had some great shit from you. Remind Me of My Jeep, Sex Me, all of that shit. But it was just like he used that shit as a manipulator to manipulate a lot of situations where it's like that's fucked up. But fuck him. We on the Aaliyah. Congratulations to you, Queen. We miss you. R.I.P. Now you can stream all her beautiful music on the streaming service, no matter where you got them. What's your favorite Aaliyah song?
I Miss You. And it's crazy because it's just like, that was probably one of them. I mean, Rock the Boat was probably one of my favorites growing up. I didn't even know the lyrics before I even knew, like, that was like...
You thought you were really talking about a boat.
No, for real.
She's like, yeah, she's on the boat in the video. This is great.
No, seriously, that was really like the childhood song. Like, get all your moves in. Like, don't even know what the hell she's talking about.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie too. I had a moment too where you notice the lyrics and it's just like, whoa, like yo, fam.
See,
I look at you like an auntie. Okay, stop it, man.
I'm crying.
Yeah, but nah, my favorite Aaliyah song would have to be 4-Page Letter.
That's a goodie too.
That shit is like, I believe Timberland and Missy produced that shit.
You know what?
And that shit is just, oh my god, from the crickets and the, and just the video of her walking through with the trench coat with the glasses on, it's just like, it's dark, but it's just like, yo, that was us. Like, at that moment, it was like, we in a dark place in our lives, and we don't know if we being accepted or no shit, But we gonna be out here.
More than one. It was one, what's that song called? Hell no, I'm getting fucked up.
Yeah,
there we go. That's my shit too.
Yeah,
that's the song I most frequently
I
listen
definitely
to.
had a shorty put that shit on the CD for me. Like, yo, these are, see, that's how old I am. I'm showing my age. Yo, back when they used to put CDs on the songs on a CD and be like, yo, I care about you, listen to this.
Little do I know, that's how old I am. That's what I mean.
So like, I come from that generation.
Yeah, I come from half and half. Like, I feel like I come from your generation and Karina's generation, where it's just like, because she had me watching all these fucking cartoons and shit.
Like iCarly and shit like that. And when I see her watching those shit, I was like, yeah,
I'm a mixed breed. I'm a mixed millennial. I'm done. All right. Let's get into it.
We had our moment. We had our little time moment. That's lovely.
Oh yeah, no, seriously, like that shit is kind of
bringing everything full circle.
Yeah. No,
so shout out to the Millennial Tour, the Millennial
the beauty of millennials
coming at.
And the middle
October
children.
1st to the forum, see Bow Wow, Soulja Boy, Omarion. October 1st, yeah. Sponsored by Casamigos.
So let's talk Draco. He just got into that. Last time we spoke about Draco, he was in that legal situation.
Damn, shout out, he free now.
But,
shout out, Draco's free. Because he was able to do this thing that we are now talking about. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Let me give him some love too. No, you're good. You good. So he was talking about not having support from the DJs of LA?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get into that because I feel a little bit. I feel a little way too.
I guess he's feeling like he's getting a lot of hate lately. A lot of people that's like a lot of backstabbing him now that he's out, and he's doing this Big Suge thing right now where he's like, nah, y'all niggas just gonna respect me. I'm taking my shit back. Fuck that. Definitely looks like a thumb sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Man, Draco, you better get you some hair or some shit. Like wear hats. Like, that shit be, oh boy, you make great music though.
You're not gonna head shame him.
They gonna thumb shame him. You gonna thumb shame, I swear. I be like, yo, this nigga gonna thumb shame.
No, I feel like Draco, I don't know, like, okay, do you think that he causes some, like, do you think he sets some of his fires? Like, can we be honest?
It's kind of the same thing with Summer Walker that we were talking about, where it's like, you shitting where you sleep at, like, type shit. And it's like, oh, you can't shit where you eat? Well, just don't shit where you sleep, neither. Like, but it's like, yo, he doing a lot of that lately, and it's like his fires is coming back and shit, and it's like, yo, it's like, all right, bro. And it's hard to sympathize with him when he's going through real shit, like the police shit. I really sympathize with him, and even with this shit, I was just talking about, I don't know if it was last year or early May. I was like, why West Coast radio don't sound like the West Coast? Like, we should have like Dino on the radio, Blast on the radio. Well, I think they're on the radio by now, but like Draco should be on the radio. Rucci,
Wally,
Wally the Sensei, who we played on the first episode. Blueface should be on the radio. It's a lot of blue guys. We said Rucci, right?
Yeah, Rucci definitely, like,
Almighty Suspect, Frosty. It's a lot of guys, man. Slab was in here. He'll definitely tell you that.
And Draco, he deserves it too. I'm gonna give him that because one thing about him. Remember when I showed you that song that with DJ Mustard? It was like Mr. Godot. Yeah. That's how I found out about Draco. Like, that nigga, he's been hard since I was like in
I heard
high
about
school.
Draco through doing street shit, and it was a street dude who I was doing street shit with, and he was like, you heard of Draco? Like, that's my cousin. Like, yeah. I'm like, Drake? He was like, no, Drake. Oh, I was like, nah, that
it was definitely different.
But I was like, when I started picking up on the Mustard tapes and shit, I started seeing, I was like, oh, this the nigga he was talking about, like, Big Face Buddha. I think that was the first shit I heard him on this shit. But yeah, man, he not wrong in the message. It's just probably right message, wrong messaging, how you was telling me last time.
Right. Yeah. That's what we were trying to get into. So as far as like Draco was saying, like, he just doesn't get as much love on the radio out in LA, which is so true because a lot of times it's easier for people to come to LA to make it because it's like big Hollywood. Everybody loves the, out of state or out of the country stuff, foreign, whatever. But it is harder for LA artists to actually make it big and have their name. We don't get these artists played on the radio. These artists be making their way, paving their way, and it's just sad.
And there's certain people who do. So just real quick, I want to shout out Bootleg Kev and DJ Head, who do homegrown radio. I think Bootleg Kev does another show. I know DJ Head does homegrown radio, where they do nothing but our backyard artists from LA and shit, and they are on, I believe, 92.3. So if you are here at LA, turn that shit on. And they, if you're a DJ Head or Bootleg Kev on the radio, they'll give you some homegrown shit that sound like LA, and I respect that because they definitely on the forefront of trying to make sure these guys get heard, and they should. Like, that's why we talking about them. We're not just here to joke. Like, I can joke all day about what so and so look like or what goofy shit he doing in the public and shit, but still they need to feed their families and shit like that. How you feel about it? You want to close up?
I mean, I just feel like, these LA artists deserve more flowers, like, especially in our own city. Like, I just feel like there's so much talent. We be listening to these men all day. Like, Wally the Sensei, for sure. I know I love Rucci and I love Draco. But I just feel like these men do not get the credit that they deserve, especially in LA. Like, we don't get I mean, granted, some of them have gang histories, and that's reasons to not, you know.
but they businessman.
Really, like, not, really okay, yeah, so yeah, let's,
our
besides that.
Nipsey Hussle had
exactly,
a
besides that.
record,
I say that.
Everything he brought to the table was, I'm a businessman.
I say that to say, because some of the music also has the same, you know, gangs and song. Because I believe in men, you know, turning over new leaves and stuff. But when you put it in your music, it's kind of understandable to say why they don't play it on the radio, because they don't want that type of, like, attention. They don't want to give that type of attention to certain things. Like, you know, that's kind of like...
that would be misrepresentation of your culture. You know?
I mean...
West Coast culture is what it is. You're putting it in your movies. You're putting it on TV.
Right.
Y'all profiting off of it that way. It's like, it seems like, you know, backyard exposure. You want the real to be shown, but then you don't want the real to eat type of shit.
Yeah.
And then when the real do get that type of level, it's some type of fuckery that happens when they get killed or some type of shit that happens.
That's why I feel like people don't, because it's safety first for me. Like, I don't want anybody to, because if I was a radio station who had the you know, to balance that out, do I want to play this and somebody comes from this?
You censor out cuss
No,
words. They censor
not
out,
just that, but
sexual stuff. You can censor out a nigga hood on the
people
song.
from LA know these type of things. You know, you know these type of words. You know what's really being said underneath that censor. So it's just like, when you play this type of music, it's kind of like, you know, you rooting for a team that it could be seen as that. Like, you know, you kind of trying to, you know, then especially if you don't play everybody's thing, then you gotta play everybody's thing. Next, you know, you are...
good music will rise to the top. We're disagreeing again.
Yes,
you wanna fight?
Yes.
Oh, you wanna fight, huh? You wanna fight, huh?
Come on, bring it in.
You wanna fight, huh?
Because it's serious.
I don't feel like you should do that, because it's the same thing as when they do the WAP thing and it's like, oh, this isn't for kids or this isn't appropriate. Like, you're putting a cap on artists being artists. Don't tell me about what I should talk about. Like, when the little SoundCloud niggas wanted to talk about drugs. That's what the fuck they were going through. Let them talk about drugs. Like, quit talking about, all these niggas is talking about drugs. No, they're not. Niggas been talking about drugs for years. Now, you're uncomfortable now just because niggas are doing the drugs. And then it's now the addict making the art and shit like that. But it was cool when niggas was selling to addicts and shit like that. And you had dope man. Like, you know, shit like that. So it's like, nah.
I get that. I definitely feel like he deserves to be played on the radio. I could just see the controversial decision behind it. You know,
it's controversial.
Especially certain songs that don't even, you know, he has certain songs that definitely, like... I'm talking about... let's see. I'm talking about all the
ones that really
like,
bang.
Yeah, exactly.
But then they got YG though, or Nip. That's what I'm saying. Nip. That's what I love about Nip, because his first shit was the shit that you're saying that wouldn't be accepted. His first song was "Hustle in the House," and the first words on that song was "Fresh out of Slauson." Crazy motherfucker named Miss You. Turned up because I grew up in the '60s. They played that shit on BET. I was at home like, what the fuck? Like he can't say that. I was you. I was like, yo, he can't say that. But years later, I'm like, I'm glad he fucking said that, because he banged on America. He said, yo, this is where the fuck I'm from. And after this, I'm trying to make money. so okay.
No,
you gotta buy my album.
Nobody did it.
Buy my
that.
sweatshirts and shit. God damn it.
Nobody did it after that. That was one of those first and last.
Nah, because you had the YGs and the other people that came through, or Kendrick. Kendrick was more low key, but niggas who was tapped in knew, like, oh, this nigga from Compton, like he with the rules. Like, this nigga tapped in. He used to be out here battle rapping in the projects with the like, he got early videos on YouTube and shit they'll pull up. But he probably was more. He seen Nipsey and shit in the doors. He probably couldn't get in because of that same shit. Being like, oh, well, he a gangbang rapper. We can't have a bunch of neighborhood niggas up in here and shit. It's gonna be dangerous. Where that nigga, they probably like on some politics shit. Like, nigga, we just trying to make sure my homie get the rap. Like you know, like shit. He said we're gonna be turned up in there. We get a free drink. Like, you know.
Right. Yeah. One
real.
thing I did want to say is just that, you know, I know that they.
So give them that support, goddamn.
Yes, LA needs to definitely give support, and especially to the artists who are making it hot out here in the streets.
My nigga, they the soundtrack of the city or the summer sometimes, and it's like sad that some of these people can't make decent money to feed their families and shit, so they still have to be in some of them situations. Like, I met J-Rock in the projects. I met Kendrick in the project. And I was surprised because I was like, nigga, I was just bumping our shit. And it was like, nigga, we still be here. Like, you know, like, and thank God they probably don't have to be there no more. But what we got next on the docket, nigga?
We got Candyman. Are we out of here with that? Are we out of here with that? We completely out of here with that? Yeah, you know what? We gonna end that last one on. Yeah, they deserve
no, we get it. Yeah.
But Candyman.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, not yet. I'm planning on it. I'm still trying to, you know, because that was the original movie that made me hate fucking horror movies. I remember watching that shit at TT House and shit. And them niggas watching that shit in the daytime and shit. And I'm over there by the door like, he done killing them niggas? Like, what the fuck? Like, why y'all watching this shit now? Like, in the daytime? Like,
I'm done. I just recently
was
took it upon myself to watch the original.
The original one, right? Yeah, nah, that shit is scary. That shit is scary. Yeah. With the sweaty dark skinned dude. Fam, that nigga, oh my god, that nigga used to haunt my dreams as a kid.
It was the arm for me. But you know what? They had made it about like basically the boy who was abducted. The first one, I guess there was a boy who was abducted by the girl who got possessed by Candyman. The second one, or the Candyman that they just released, was basically about that same boy and how he, like, you know, like started to feel possessed after seeing the candy. Because it's crazy, because I don't want to say too much without spoiling it.
Nah, I spoiled it.
It was a good movie. It just basically showed, that's what I'm going to say.
So you seen both of them?
Yeah, I've officially seen both of them. I've seen the Helen Keller shit, and I've seen the...
How far did you? Hey.
Yes, had to get it in there. Yeah, shout out to Babe, because I swear it was like one of those situations.
So that's a great topic. When you see that joint on there, you was like, oh, let's go.
Yes. Let's go. I was like, yeah, well, I'm ready to talk about that one, because it was like...
So was it a good movie, the second one?
It was. Yeah. It was like, it showed basically how, like, black people didn't play that shit. Like, we did not sit here and play that shit. I feel like a Bloody Mary, Candyman, like, even saying that shit right now, I'm not, you know, like, that's enough for the night. Like, shit. Right. I just feel like we that movie showed that black people did not play about that whole, we gonna say that.
Yeah, we gonna playing about like, I guess you. Damn,
that was one of those real life things where it's like, you know, it kind of brought to my attention. And it's like, really, that really was one of those things that nobody really ever tried. It was one of those things
to sit up like in your mirror thinking like that shit for play.
Right, even if it was no black person ever found out if it was real or fake. No. You know, that was one of those things where it's like, hey, take your word for it.
Can we, real quick, look up the director's name? Because we want to give her all her roses because she has made history. And before we announce what she done, we want to give her all the props. Slow down. All the investigative work.
Director of Candyman. Are you talking about Nia DaCosta?
Yes. Okay. Shout out to you, Nia
DaCosta. Okay.
She has made history becoming... Oh, you want to know too?
Yeah, go ahead. No, tell me.
She has made history becoming the first black woman to direct a film that went #1. Yeah.
Yes, honey. I see you, girl.
Shout out to you, Queen. Man.
Okay, let's see.
I seen that shit. And I ain't even seen the movie, nigga. And I was like, fuck it. Fuck being scared.
Damn, I didn't even see that, but I see why. She really was one of those. I believe that's, man, it's crazy because they get this little,
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
It's not even a spoiler.
That's all you gotta say.
Like,
spoiler alert.
They should have put a black girl in where that one part where it was like it was like a bunch of white girls in a bathroom saying Bloody Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a black girl that they made to be weird who was hiding in the stalls, who came in after they said it.
Yeah.
But it was like 5 white girls, and then it was like a Asian girl. And I feel like that black girl should have played that part where it was like, you know, the one who was like, all right, not today.
Yeah,
that's what she wound up saying. She was like, they got to like the third one and she was like, not today. And they probably just couldn't find the black girl. I bet you they just couldn't find her.
Yeah.
Like, no, because if any of these bitches fuck up next, you know, I'm really doing this shit in the mirror.
Yeah.
Shit.
I gotta say now, you definitely made it interesting. Shout out to you, Nene. She sold the movie. Let's go. But shout
watch
out
that
to you,
shit.
Queen.
That shit is
Nia DaCosta. Shout out to you, Queen. One more time for you. We'll go wrap that
shout
up.
out to Nia DaCosta. She really did that. She really portrayed the image that everybody needs to see. Don't do that type of shit.
Yeah.
For real.
We ain't fucking with black magic. We're already having a hard time with the police. God damn it.
I'm done. All right. I think it's time for Quick Time with Slime.
Quick time with Slime.
ATL number 2. How we feeling?
Man, I seen the trailer. I was a little hesitant at first because I'm like, they all grown now. What the fuck going on?
Yeah.
But I'm ready. I want to see what's going on. I want to see what the premise is. I'm glad they got everybody back. Shout out to the director for getting everybody back. Also, shout out and prayers up to Lauren London because I heard the movie took a slight pause and that's why it took so long to come out due to the death of Nipsey Hussle or whatever. So yeah, that's why they took a pause in it or whatever. But now it's set to come out. I don't remember the date that they said, but they put a trailer out. So looking forward to it. How you feel?
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's because I heard the trailer was shot a while back too.
Yeah.
And they were saying the other twin was saying the reason why she wasn't in it was because she was filming for something at the time, and it was just like that was a long time ago. So I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was around when Nip was alive and shit, and then like his passing happened, and then they had to shut down filming, I believe, to do the Let Her Grieve or whatever. I think they just wrapped it up like early last year when they started letting people outside type shit. But Atlanta was wide open, so they was probably having fun with that shit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. First one was a classic. You know, I hope Nunu don't get her chain took this one.
No, for real.
I can't even make that joke now because we on Nunu's side now. Like, if anything happened to Nunu, we were like, fuck that, Nip was here. No, hell no, he would have beat bro ass. See, I was finna turn up. See? Ooh.
Dang, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's crazy.
I wonder how they gonna make that out to be like, is Nunu and Rashad finna get together? Like,
yeah, so it look even weird.
cringy.
She better be kissing on that nigga. You better be kissing. You can't kiss on that nigga. And it's weird because T.I. icon for the longest has been a picture with him and Nip. So it's like, fair, hell nah. You better be kissing on my girlfriend. But I'm gonna hunt you.
Then they definitely got lip masks or some shit.
Man, she coming there with the mad onions that day. Like, yeah, I'm ready. Alright, well, yeah, shout out to that. What we got next?
I'm done. I love Nipsey. I love Lauren. I love all of them. They really get it.
Nah, that whole cast is fire.
All right, quick time. My bad. Quick time. Charlotte and Naya. Fuck. I
we prep for it and everything. She was like, I want to make sure I said it next. She go. I just said my name wrong. We canceled, y'all.
Yo, knock her ass the fuck out.
So
that's what she gonna do. She gonna find me like, I heard they told me. All right.
So, fam.
Charlotte and Naya. Excuse me. Let's get into it.
Jax. All right. So, Charlotte Flair is a 10-time world champion. She is the daughter of legendary Ric Flair. Woo! Gotta do that. And Nia Jax is the niece of legendary The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. And they had a little shoot, what they call it in the wrestling industry, on Monday Night Raw, where they were in the middle of a match. And I guess Charlotte took it upon herself. Charlotte is a Becky in this case. Nia will be the, the sister, Samoan sister. And he took it upon herself to give her a slap. Maybe she was moving too fast or something like that. And I was like, bitch, I ain't going for that shit. So she sold a little turn for her, and she boxed her, gave her a little 3-piece, what I call it. It was quick. She got quick hands too, fam. Yeah, I showed Nene it. How do you feel about it? Knowing that so-called wrestling is fake.
That shit is funny as hell. Without being disrespectful to a certain community. That bitch is lit. She really would probably be like what I would want to see. Like, I want to see somebody raw out there. I want to see everybody, every single movement planned and stuff like that. Because everybody can see, it should never get to a point where they're calling it fake. Yeah, as a fan, sometimes it's too commercial sometimes. And when you do see, because they have been down in the ratings lately. Like, I'm not a diehard fan as I've been, like, say, 3 or 4 years. So it hasn't been popping or whatever. But when it came across my screen and shit, I was like, ooh. Let me see about this. And when I seen it, I was like, oh no, that definitely was like, yo, Shorty had enough. She was like, all right. What'd you think?
All right.
What'd you think? You think Ric Flair gave her some tips on some?
No, I think Charlotte got that attitude. Knowing her background, she got this like popping little Mexican boyfriend and shit. She in this relationship right now, and she like real turned up with everything. On cloud 9. How it should be. But, like, she got this, like, little cocky attitude about her. Like, sometimes she's a 10-time world champion. Girls, the ladies in the business only get, like, 1 or 2 championships. Yeah. She's, like Kobe in this motherfucker. Like, she come in there and they feel like, yo, you entitled because your dad is who your dad is. Or you this person, or you this perfect-looking white girl or whatever. So she got this attitude or this cockiness about her sometimes, and I feel like it was like, once again, full circle. It was like, yo, like, you kind of been shitting on people your whole time, and you got in the ring with Nia, and she was like, I ain't having that shit. Like, fuck that. I know what you be talking about in the back, in the locker room. Like, we ain't finna have that shit. I don't give a fuck about being professional right now. Like, shit.
You know what? I just peeped, and I don't know if this is just too much weed, because we've been talking about this shit for a cool ass minute.
Yeah.
That Ric Flair's daughter is the white petite girl.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead. Yeah. Now, The Rock's niece. That's what it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they both got pulled in the company, so they could have been out there scrapping all day, and it wasn't nobody finna, ain't nobody finna get fired, ain't nobody, breach a contract, none of that shit. But it was just like one of them situations where it was like, all right, this is definitely, this is definitely going left right now. Like,
what my real question is, because, at some point, I noticed everything is choreographed.
Yeah, they
choreographed. There we go.
They're taught to be out there to be safe. They're not taught out there to like break a nigga neck or whatever. Because they're trained athletes. They can do that if they having a bad day or some shit via Brock Lesnar.
Right, but. No, but you know what I really want to know? Just like they be like having some shit that's fake. I wonder if everybody is really related like they say. Or if everybody...
No, dead ass. Like, because The Rock's daughter just got signed and they made that shit a big deal. And certain times it'd be like, that shit is for the good and it's for the bad. It's like a lot of pressure sometimes. Like, because you still gotta, no matter who fucking, because God rest his soul, Ric Flair's son used to wrestle. He wasn't that good as the daughter was. And before he passed, she used to talk about that shit. Like, yo, we used to be at dinner tables like, yo, who would have knew you would have been a world champion before me? Like, shit like that. And he used to have to eat that shit. Huh?
Ric Flair died.
No, his son.
His son died?
His son died, yeah. Ric Flair's still alive. That's his heart. He got a new wife and everything. Just got married.
Damn.
Hell yeah. Boy, living.
Woo!
Yeah.
He's dead this. Okay, anyways, moving on. Jake Paul
fight.
Jake
Alright,
Paul.
did you see the fight?
Nah,
man. Tyrone Woodley, you should be a goddamn shame with your motherfucking self, boy. I ain't hearing no motherfucking excuses, none of that shit. Run it back, we could do a rematch, none of that shit, boy. You was woofing all that shit before the fight, talking about you gonna whoop this boy ass, you gonna knock him out. You stumbled him one time. You did not drop him not one time. You are a UFC champion, sir. You are a full-on athlete, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost the fight to decision. That's terrible. You took a bag. You took a draw.
That's crazy. Because that's what I do remember. I remember him hyping it up like, you know, getting all the big face
I'm
off
whoop this nigga ass. And it was a real fight because he's a real professional fighter. He was in shape, in the greatest shape, he said, in his lifetime or whatever. Even called Jake Paul out for probably using steroids or PEDs or whatever because he had the bumps or whatever. But when he got in there, the first 2 rounds were shaky. You have the crab walk. You know, his walk was way off and shit. And your form, you know, you should have been, as a professional fighter, you should have went in there as a killer, you know. And that's all we're going to say about that. How you feel about it?
You know what I really want to talk about? And I was trying to freaking, real quick.
Right.
Who was the nigga that told him, how many people in your neighborhood dress like you?
That was him. And he lost.
What was his name?
Dude, Tyrone Woodley.
Shout out to that nigga.
Tyrone Woodley.
Period.
Yeah, no, because that was a great
toes.
moment. That was a great moment, but you got to back it up in the ring.
Yeah.
All that talk shit. That's why Floyd is who Floyd is. 50-0. He has the wins behind it. Fuck all the bullshit that he do now for a bag. He gonna make sure he ain't taking a W though. Well, I mean, he ain't taking an L. He ain't taking a W. That's how far we are in this. All right, what else we got next on the docket?
All right, we got Soulja Boy versus Donda.
Damn, man. This is gonna probably take the rest of the fucking pod. Is that the last one?
Yes,
Is that the last one? Oh, thank you. Soulja Boy. Oh, damn, see? That was the ghost of Soulja. He was like, don't talk about me, man. I did it first.
Say what?
I did it first, man. Donda. All right. So the Donda album released in, coincidentally, after we released the pod, the 4th episode, after we recorded it, and Certified Lover Boy is dropped right now as we're recording. The same 2 albums we was complaining about that didn't drop. So Donda... Soulja Boy was complaining about not being on a certain song called Remote Control on Donda. He said he sent in his verse, Kanye didn't put him on there, so he called him a whole ass nigga the whole day and all that shit. Then doubled down on it by putting Kim K's name and adding her and being like, oh, Kim K, get with a real nigga, I see why you're divorced, this nigga, he a bitch and all that shit. And then he did the most fuck shit in the world because all the comments, you know, we are the people of the comments. Yeah. All the comments were like, oh, this nigga big hurt. Or the verse probably wasn't even that good. Like, you know, really shitting on the nigga and shit. Because it's a great album. We was all trying to live in the moment and shit. So this nigga did some fuck shit like, all right, I'm going to release the verse. And shit. He released the verse. And then all the niggas in the comments were like, oh, yeah, that shit was trash. I see why they wouldn't put it on there. I see why that shit wasn't on there. So it's like, come on, fam. Like, you still be taking these L's. And people are questioning what you are doing substance-wise. So please, chill out, fam. Prayers and wishes to you, fam. Quit doing that. Let's just enjoy the moment. It's his project. People get left off for shit all the time. Maybe, you know, Kanye worked last minute. He would have released a deluxe album. Baby was going through the same shit. So, you know, whatever. How you feel about it? Did you see any of the fuck shit?
Yeah, that shit was funny as fuck. It definitely looked like he was hurt. I mean, a couple people was hurt. Chris Brown was hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, not hurt, like, but you know, like, definitely Soulja Boy.
Yeah,
He said, I didn't hit
Chris Brown just said one little thing, like, oh, you a hoe. He probably was just joking or whatever. But Soulja was doubling down on it. Yeah, but it's like, you bring a nigga wife into it, it's like, come on, fam, you doing too much. Yeah. You looking hurt. And it's like, no way you can look cool out of this shit. So it's like, chill, fam.
And then it was funny because Soulja Boy looked like a dumbass when he actually learned that allegedly because he said I guess that was cap, but he was just like I feel like that was one of those things where it's just like I'm not gonna accept that shit because I didn't make an ass of
he
myself.
backpedaled in an interview with TMZ. He was like, I ain't really that mad. Nigga, you did like 100 tweets talking about this man. Nigga, you was mad. And then you should have just apologized and be like, I'm sorry because I heard he may be doing the deluxe album where I am on the shit. Like, you know, on some Hollywood shit. Nigga, and we seen the text messages. Nigga, you was over there big broing it up.
Exactly.
So stop all that shit.
I love
nigga.
you too, man.
I love you too, bro. Like, so stop it, nigga. Well, we gonna end it. We don't gotta, you know, discuss no more shit.
I mean, I feel like we got it in. We got all of these topics in.
Yeah, 5 episodes. We doing good, though.
Period. We still
doing
out
good,
here
though.
going loud, getting loud,
Yeah,
going live.
we may need a little more time sometimes, but, you know, shit. We may get a 2-hour episode one day. Fuck it. This is former SoundCloud rapper podcast. I am Huey G. Hawthorne.
And I am G. Doe.
We are out here, y'all. This is Sir with John Redcorn. Shout out to Sir Inglewood's finest. We go get the fuck up out of here, y'all. Bye.
Bye. I love you, man.
Bye.
I'm good.
Ba 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 ba.
Alone, every night alone.